renew the infrastructure decay and reverse that decay.
President Tinubu affirms readiness for massive infrastructural development in 2024.
The hottest place in hell will be reserved for those who shed the blood of the innocent.
On the latest Plateau killings, Vice President Shatima and National Security Advisor Ribadu say enough is enough.
I help you in any way possible and encourage you.
Also tonight, presidential reception for homecoming of Africa's best female footballer, Asisat Oshoala. Hello and welcome to NTA Network News. I'm Cyril Stover in Abuja. Hingino John Adams will be joining us later tonight from Lagos in the course of this broadcast, which is live via our website nta.ng/live, and on our other social media handles displayed on your screen. President Bola Tinubu is already hinting at the prospect of massive infrastructural development in the country in 2024, consequent on the passage of the 2024 budget by the National Assembly and presidential assent. The president gave the hint when he received members of the APC National Working Committee at his Lagos private residence. State House correspondent Musbaut Anwahab reports.
The APC National Working Committee members on a Utah break visit to their presidents and their national leader for years. First meeting between the president and the NWC members since the Supreme Court confirmed his 2023 election victory. It was a victory indicating the relevance of a progressive party at the center, at least to the next general election. And so, the party, as indicated by its national chairman, has resolved to remain active all year round while also evolving innovation to maintain dominance as it prepares for the upcoming by-elections for some states and National Assembly seats.
We assure Your Excellency that under your leadership and consent and with the mass-based strategies we have put in place, we will secure all the seats available for the electoral contest, inshallah.
To facilitate this, the party is preparing for digital registration of its members, just as it is also on the verge of establishing its National Institute of Progressive Studies.
So this institute will take us through all the processes, and in conjunction with our manifesto, in conjunction with our policies, we are coming up with a definite identity for APC as a political party.
President Tinubu was again appreciative of the effort of his party leaders and members leading to his success at the poll. As he said, his attention is now focused on delivering the promises, which include to improve the nation's economy and infrastructure.
I'm expecting the budget to be out anytime soon. You will see the tilt towards the capital expenditure, and we are working on that. We have to renew the infrastructure decay and reverse that decay collectively.
Equally bothered about the number of out-of-school children in the country, the president suggested drastic measures by governments across levels.
One area to tackle that is building more schools, recruiting more teachers, and providing 1 meal a day for our school children.
And just as he promised continued loyalty for his party, the APC leaders assured him of necessary support to ensure his success in office. From Lagos, Musbau Anwahab, NT News.
Meanwhile, one of the country's major cement producers, Bua Cement, is saying it will keep its promise to bring down the price of cement by January 2024. Chairman Bua Group, Abdul Samad Rabiu, who had earlier made the promise to Nigerians, spoke to State House correspondents after visiting President Bola Tinubu at his Lagos residence. He pledged that despite market realities, his company will keep the promise on the downward review of cement prices.
You know, the price that we have said will be 3,500 naira per bag, you know, ex-factory, of course, plus VAT, plus VAT, and then delivered to customers depending on the region. So depending on the distance and depending on the location, you know, the price changes. But we intend to keep that promise. The important thing is for us to ensure that we maintain a price that is affordable, you know, so we are working on that, and I'm sure that we'll be able to achieve that.
Now let's join Musbat and Wahab right there in Lagos with a review of how the President's week has gone so far and what activities are likely to come up in the next few days. Now, Musbat, thanks for joining us. Can you give us a quick review of what the President has been up to in the last few days and how impactful and perhaps eventful some of these activities have been?
Well, sir, it's been really, really eventful for the president right here in Lagos. And remember, like we projected last week, this break has ended up being a working break for Mr. President. And like you know, the president would not sit back and watch things happen. He likes to make things happen. That is just his own personality. And that it has come to play since he came to Lagos. And he's been meeting upon meeting, consultation after the one after the other. We've seen individual governors meeting with Mr. President. And again, we saw the Nigerian Governors Forum coming to pay a visit to the president right here in Lagos. And apart from these, ministers have been coming. A number of them have been coming to meet, to consult with Mr. President as far as governors is concerned. It means things would not stop despite being in Lagos. What has only changed here is location, moving from Abuja to Lagos. Activities continues, and just today again, he has met with APC National Working Committee members. It really shows that the president is committed to working hard to deliver what he has promised to Nigerians. And just this evening too, we've seen some governors come to visit the president. One of them is the newly sworn-in Governor of Ondo State, Mr. Lucky Ayedatiwa, who has come to thank the president for his support so far. You remember the president weighed in when there was a crisis in between the late governor and the then deputy governor. And that was resolved before the former governor passed on. And Mr. Lucky Ayedatiwa thanked the president for standing by him. And of course, he has come to brief the president on what's happened just yesterday, which the president, of course, is aware of. But the governor has just to come to meet with Mr. President and promising to take the state, that's Ondo State, to the next level. Let's just take a listen to what he told the press after meeting with Mr. President.
Yes, it was a paradox, a mixed feeling. He commiserate with me, even though he put a call through yesterday to condole with us in Ondo State through me. And he still did the same today. And they also wish me well, that there can never be vacuum. You know, one era ends and another one begins. But it's within the same administration, you know, and that is the first time such a thing will be happening on those states, to have a transition within an administration, you know, due to the demise of the governor. So it's basically an advice and to also encourage me to take charge and mobilize everybody, you know, one administration they were known for, and to pull everybody together to work together and see how we can move the state forward.
Well, Musbah, with just a few days to the new year, the president's return to Abuja is imminent. Now, what do you know for sure about his return to work at the presidential villa.
Well, while the day of his return to Abuja might not be very certain now, what is very sure is that the president will continue with activities here at least till first week of January, that's next year. And we're also expecting the president to brief the nation on the first day of January, that's for the new year, to talk to Nigeria on where he is, how far he has gone with his with the delivery of his promises and what he has left his stock to deliver to Nigeria. That is expected to happen on the first day of January. And apart from that, activities will continue right from here. In a few days ago, we've seen Minister of Budgets and Economic Planning, Atiku Bagudu, and Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of Economy, Wale Edo, who came to meet him. That was just in connection with the 2024 budget, and so we're expecting the National Assembly to pass the budget, and that is likely to be signed right here before the president returns to Abuja, because the administration is still keeping to its promise of maintaining the January-December cycle of the budget. So that's it's just what we're expecting, major thing that we're expecting in Lagos before the president will return to the seat of power in Abuja.
All right, Musba and Lagos, thank you so much. We'll leave it there. Thank you. All right. Vice President Kashim Shettima has commended Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf of Kano State for the prompt execution of meaningful projects. He gave the commendation during the inauguration of the remodeled governor's office at the Kano Government House. Abdullahi Mustafa has the details.
This is the first time the Kano Governor's Office complex is undergoing total renovation in 2 decades. Not only was it renovated, but remodeled. The building consists of a council chamber, an executive conference hall, and a VIP lounge. Vice President Shettima, who was joined by the Deputy Senate President Barrow Jibril and Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, commended the commitment of Governor Yusuf in ensuring timely execution of the project, describing it as a step towards creating a conducive atmosphere for the provision of good governance in the most efficient manner. The complex was built by the first military administrator of the state, late Commissioner of Police Audu Bako, who governed the state between 1967 and 1975. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
For the past 20 years, the harrowing experiences occasioned by communal, religious and ethnic crises in Plateau State have not abated. As a result of this, Vice President Kashim Shettima and the National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu say enough is enough. The duo expressed this concern while on a sympathy visit to Plateau State over the recent crises in Bokos, Mangu and Barkinladi local government areas that claimed many lives and property. Ilyasu Yakubu reports.
The visit of the Vice President Kashim Shettima to identify with the victims of the crisis elicited the feeling of sense of belonging among the victims. The Vice President said the lost glory of Plateau State as home of peace and tourism must be restored, as he directed security agencies to fish out the perpetrators. He expressed sadness over what he described as unnecessary taking of human lives and appeal for peace reign.
There is no religion that sanctions the killing of the innocent. But most importantly, this government is determined to dispense justice.
We have to find in our own heart and by our own actions, with our own resolve and commitment, and say enough is enough.
Plateau State Governor Caleb Manasseh Mutfwan thanked the Vice President for the show of solidarity and promised to work with all relevant stakeholders for the entrenchment of peace on the plateau.
We, the leaders of the plateau, will become united. Amen. And I want to believe that the seed of that unity has been sown, that the blood of the innocent lives have been shed will continue to speak to our conscience that we will rise to the occasion. Enough is enough.
The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has been directed by the Vice President to immediately commence the distribution of relief materials to cushion the effects of the crisis.
The materials have been loaded, and like I assured the Vice President, these materials will start arriving the state capital in another 2 hours.
The Vice President charged traditional rulers and opinion leaders to always dialogue among the people to prevent bloodshed. From Bokos local government in the area of Plateau State, Ilyasu Yakubu, NTA News.
Obviously a very busy time for the Vice President Kashim Shettima. He has inaugurated a 5.5-kilometer road in Masaka, Karu local government area of Nasarawa State to address the gridlock along the Abuja-Kefi corridor. Aliyu Tijani reports that Governor Abdullahi Sule also made a case for federal government intervention funds for states bordering the FCT to cushion infrastructural expenditure executed by the states.
The 5.5-kilometer road is from the popular Area 1 junction in Masaka Luvu, which is one of the major routes in the area. Its completion, the community says, brings respite to them.
We're really finding it so difficult in times of rainy season. The road was not just good. But for now, I believe everybody is seeing the good work of our governor. He has really tried.
We find it very difficult to bring other things to support our business places. But now, God so kind, development is at hand.
Vice President Kashim Shettima, who inaugurates the project, commends the state government for the project, assuring Governor Abdullahi Sule of the commitment of the Tinubu's administration to support state government in fixing decayed infrastructure.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has instructed me to convey to the good people of Nasarawa State that his government is poised to address the infrastructural deficits of our society. With the adequate knowledge that he has, this one should be able to be there for at least 15 years before we even talk about any maintenance.
Former governor of the state, Senator Abdullahi Adamu, among other stakeholders, applauded the state government for constructing the road, which was a nightmare for commuters in the area. Aliyu Tijani, NTA News.
We'll take a short break now. When we return, I'll be speaking to the chairman of the Police Service Commission to clarify certain issues on the Special Police Constabulary. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. The Police Service Commission says it is no longer comfortable with the organization and operations of the Special Police Constabulary nationwide. The Commission says it is in talks with the Inspector General of Police on the need to overhaul the organization and rejig the operations of the outfit. Meanwhile, the Commission has also called for a different set of uniforms for officers of the outfit, different from that of regular police officers. The Commission further calls for the disbandment of the outfit in states where they are not salaried and taken care of. Well, let's get some clarification on the operations of the Special Police Constabulary from the Chairman, Police Service Commission, retired Inspector General of Police, Solomon Arase. Dr. Arase, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me, Cyril.
Right. Clearly, there appears to be an identity crisis between the regular police officers and those operating under the SPC. Now, is this limited to just their uniforms, or does it have something to do with the rising cases of misconduct that have been linked to this special voluntary unit?
Well, the conceptualization of the special constabulary, it's in tandem with the community policing principles. But the problem that we are having now is that we just have to, situate them properly within what they are supposed to be doing for the country. Because presently, what we are having is that the way they are going about their duties is not the operationalization is faulty. And that is the area we are thinking that we should be able to discuss with the IG to see how we can straighten it out. The truth of the matter is that when you have a situation in a country, both nationally and internationally, where security has to be, you need dominance of the security space, visibility. You need these people. That is what so it is very, very good that we have them. But the problem is, if you have them, they are not salaried, they are not well trained, they are not policemen. And this, confusion between them and the conventional policemen is causing a very bad optics for the country. Right. Just last week, I think they had an encounter with a Dutch woman, and they were demanding for bribe and on the highway. They were not policemen. They are not. So what we are saying is that if we are going to have them, then the states that are having them must be able to cater for them. You don't just put people on the highway without catering for them. I think it is not nice. So we have to. There must be a conversation around this whole thing all over again to see how we can get the whole thing straightened out. Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Arase, can you confirm if the PSC is likely to pursue the scrapping of the SPC if no substantial changes happen after the shake-up, or perhaps a proposal for a new police community platform to combat crime and criminality within communities?
Well, Cyril, the truth about it is that the way we have gone about this community policing, I think is fairly wrong. You don't throw money at community policing. It's organic. You allow it to grow. You get non-state actors, to be able to fill in those space that you want them to fill in. The National Union of Road Transport Workers, the women group, So it's the way we have gone about it now. With these people we have brought in, they've not been properly profiled. They've just been brought in, and we've thrown them out there. So it's not the intentment is good. But as I said, the operationalization is faulty. So we just have to look at it and see how it's in such a way that it will be beneficial to the country in terms of internal security management.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Chairman, Police Service Commission, Dr. Solomon Arase, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Cyril.
Well, in the meantime, to ensure an efficient and citizen-friendly police force, the top management staff of the Ministry of Police Affairs are strategizing on how to confront the challenges facing the force with a view to addressing them. Francis Form reports.
And Executive Secretary.
This is the last management retreat for top officers of the Ministry of Police Affairs for year 2023. The objective here is to inspire collective commitment in order to align with the efforts of the ministerial mandate towards the realization of the renewed hope agenda of the Tinubu-led administration in the internal security sector.
The process of revisioning the ministry should focus on strategically repositioning it to adeptly address the challenges and issues encountered by the force, while yet adhering to its core mandate.
The Minister of State Police Affairs reminded participants that the ministry must bear this weighty responsibility of ensuring coordination and creating the enabling framework to steer the Nigeria police force towards improving technical and operational effectiveness.
Our nation looks to us for anticipation. I am confident that with our collective expertise, commitment, we can overcome challenges and usher in a new era of excellence in policing in Nigeria.
Meanwhile, participants have advocated the need for efficient deployment of modern technology to support the fight against crime and criminality in the country. the two-day retreat with the theme Envisioning the Ministry of Police Affairs for Effective Internal Security, Strengthening Administration and Management Functions for Resilience and Efficiency. Francis from NTA News.
Ondo State Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa has announced a 3-day period of state mourning in honor of the late former governor of the state, Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, who died in the early hours of Wednesday. The governor says the period of mourning with fasting and prayer takes effect from Thursday, December 28 to Saturday, December 30, 2023. He directed that all national flags are to be flown at half-mast in reflection of the mood of the state for 7 days. The governor also announced the suspension of state ceremonies during this period of mourning. Meanwhile, condolence registers have been opened at the governor's office and the government house in Akure, as well as state liaison offices in Lagos and Abuja. The Minister of State for Defense, Mohammed Bello, has charged senior officers of the Nigerian Army to redouble efforts and collaboration among services towards combating emerging security threats across the country. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports that the minister gave the charge at the investiture of newly promoted senior army officers in Abuja.
The dreams and aspiration of every military officer is to rise to the peak of their career, particularly the enviable rank of a major general. So, to these 47 brigadier generals, elevated to a 2-star general, it is a dream come true.
Your promotion is a testimony of your many years of hard work, dedication, and commitment to serving our great nation. As a Nigerian, I know firsthand the sacrifices that come with attaining the height of it takes. It is a lot of courage, discipline, and resilience to rise through the rank of major generals.
These 47 In the words of the Chief of Army Staff, promotion comes from God, but hard work and commitment to duty are also critical.
I must acknowledge that the process that produced the 47 major generals who have just decorated may not have been perfect, but I must add that it was as fair and thorough as possible to produce near-perfect results.
75 other promoted senior officers are to be decorated in their various units and formations. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
Well, we hear that Calabar, the Cross River State capital, is wearing a new look as thousands of tourists and fun seekers converge on the city for the annual Calabar Carnival, a fiesta popularly called Africa's largest street party. Our own Ekemini Williams is on ground and has been following up with events lined up for the 31-day celebration. Well, Ekemini, thanks for joining us, and I hope you're having as much fun as other spectators at the events there.
Very good evening to you. I'm being joined by the state governor of Cross River State, His Excellency Prince Basi Edet Otu. Merry Christmas, sir. Good to have you join us on the Network News 9 p.m. Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Come. That place is on the surface.
Well, if you take a very quick look around, just before His Excellency gives attention, you can see the whole crowd is super excited. Okay, back to you, sir. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
First off, let me ask you, you are the one, you've looked around, see the love people are showing to you. I've spoken to people today on the streets of Calabar, random people, and all they keep saying is they feel the sweetness already. How does this make you feel? What sweetness are you bringing?
What a question. You know, some time ago, we invited the world to come and party here. This is the biggest street party you have in the world. And today, I'm happy you're here to see it. It is called the season of sweetness. You can see the conviviality, you can see the happiness, you can see the joy, the excitement, the energy that is here. And it's still done, as you're seeing.
Yes, Sir, now let me talk about governance. You know, the bane of any successful government is trust deficit, and you've been able to tackle that head on by winning the trust of the people. Right now, they are open to whatever policies you bring, whatever thing you're really certain, they will take it. Now, how did you come up with that? That shows you have focus.
Yes, actually, this is not actually my first outing in politics. I was in the House of Rep in the year 2003. And I spent 2 terms in the House of Rep. And then I spent 1 term in the Senate from 2011 to 2015. All through this period, my commission into politics is to serve the people. Is to make sure that whatever it is, whether it's wealth, whether it's prosperity, is shared equitably among everybody. And in my politics, I see every person as a God's creation. That person came into the world means he came for a purpose. And what we have to do is to make sure that we provide the bridge for the person to reach his destination or day of calling. So I've been able to live with all these people you see here. I live for them and I stand for them.
On a final note, you said something about being as fit as a fiddle at 64. So we are looking forward to see you dance, really dance tonight. Our cameras will be watching you closely. So you promise to do the dance, yeah?
I will do it again, you can be sure.
All right, thank you for talking to us. Have a good day.
Thank you. God bless.
Right, okay. Thank you, Kemini Williams in Calabar, bringing us some snippets of the street party. And of course, as you noticed there, even while she attempted to talk to the governor, there were so many things distracting him and drawing his attention. But thanks again, Kemini. Time now to link up with Hingino John Adams in Lagos for news making the rounds there. Hingino.
Thank you, Cyril. The season of Christmas is a reminder about the birth of Christ to save mankind, beyond being seen as a time for merrymaking. What then is the meaning and significance of Octave of Christmas? Amakawo will tell us more.
Times. Some people think that Christmas celebration ends on the 25th of December, but the season continues with the Octave of Christmas, which is an 8-day period between 25th December 2023 and January 1st, 2024.
And then we are also called to reciprocate that same love to our brothers and our sisters wherever we find ourselves. So Christmas is a season of love where we share the love of God and experience the love of God to mankind. Then we too are called to share that love. You know, how do we share the love? How do we share this love of God? Giving something to the poor, to the less privileged. Let them feel the presence of Christ also.
Concerning security challenges facing the nation, the clergy urged the government not to relent in their efforts in tackling the situation.
Those who have the responsibility of securing our nation and all the security agencies, they need to rejig their approaches. We have new people who have just been appointed. We expect new ways of dealing with the situation.
In the spirit of the season, Nigerians have been encouraged to use the Christmas period to embrace peaceful coexistence, unity, and harmony. In Lagos, Amaka O, NTA News.
While the free train ride continues to create excitement among passengers along the Lagos-Ibadan rail corridor, the managing director of the Nigerian Railway Corporation, Fidet Okiria, says so far over 60,000 passengers have enjoyed the service. He also debunked speculation that the corporation is running at loss. Bolaji Akim completes the report.
Free train ride is part of the exercise provided by the federal government to ease mobility during the festive season. The Nigerian Railway Corporation has long started the exercise, and the managing director, Fidet Okira, explained that the free train ride from Lagos through Ogun to Ibadan has enjoyed massive patronage.
It's still ongoing. It's a 15-day operation, and we're advising our people to ensure you get the ticket online. All our stations, ticket offices have been closed so that we don't have a rush there, since we are online at our various train services.
While lamenting the impact of vandals on the smooth running of the standard gauge line, Okura said efforts is ongoing to ensure adequate security of all properties belonging to the corporation. He said the exercise is not being run at a loss by the corporation as everything needed has been provided by the federal government.
For us to be able to meet up this operation without having issues, what do we really need to operate? And we provided for government. They provided for the 15 days diesel without what we asked for, they gave 100%. And they provided for the cost we paid to the security that monitored the trains for the 15 days and for cleaning.
The managing director, however, promised that more standard gauge line will be open next year. In Lagos, Bolaji Akim, NTA News.
That's it from here. The news continues with Benny Adams on Business News, but that will be after this break.
Good to have you here, and it's that time we talk business. The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, FCCPC, has imposed a $110 million fine on British American Tobacco Nigeria and its affiliate companies. The FCCP says the company made numerous violations of the FCCP Act and other regulations. The management of the commission also asserted that the implicated companies had transgressed both corporate regulations and the National Tobacco Control Act alongside other legal instruments. FCCPC also claims the penalty was determined through mutual engagement between the commission and bad parties, following the FCCPC's Cooperation Assistance Rules and Procedure CAP 2021. And now to the energy markets. Oil prices rose on Thursday as persistent fears over escalating tensions in the Middle East outweighed easing concerns about transport disruptions, as some global shipping firms said they were returning to the Red Sea. Brent crude futures climbed 20 cents to $79.85 a barrel. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures were up 24 cents at $74.35 a barrel. Price dropped nearly 2% on Wednesday as major shipping firms began returning to the Red Sea. And still on commodities, gold hit 3-week high on hopes of U.S. Fed cutting rates. Let's now see how the commodities are trading around the world. Now, Nigerian equities appreciated by 0.99% for the first time after the Christmas holidays. A total of 384.5 million shares in 8,336 deals, corresponding to a market value of 5.666 billion naira, were traded. Data shows 11% decline in volume, 56% decline in turnover, and 6% decline in deals. The current market capitalization is 40.8 trillion naira. Jais Bank recorded the highest volume of traded shares, followed by Zenith Bank and Access Holdings. That is business news. Network news continues, but after this break.
All right. By dint of hard work, Nigerian female athletes have continued to place the country on the global map, and this is one tradition of which President Bola Tinubu is very proud. The president conveyed his feeling when reigning CAF Female Best Player of the Year, Asisat Oshoala, presented her award to him and the First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, in Lagos. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo has details.
It is another crowning moment for Nigeria's Asisat Oshoala. not just for winning the CAF Female Best Player Award for the 6th time, but also in the knowledge that her nation is really proud of her. Here at his residence in Lagos, President Bola Tinubu received the winner and communicated the nation's gratitude for her feat, noting that winning the award for the 6th time is not only historical, but helps to reinforce Nigeria's leadership position in sports.
In our situation of today, talent matters, and we've seen that, quality in you. We'll be with you, help you in any way possible, and encourage you to stimulate the growth and prosperity of our youths.
Having led the support for Super Falcons, cheering them on during their high and low moments during the last Female Soccer Mundial in Australia and New Zealand, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu is no doubt a proud soccer mom. For her, Asisat's feat is an invitation to offer more support to female athletes in the country.
She's telling me about the youth soccer academy that she has, and I think we have more to do with that. The youth camp is ready. I was just saying after this meeting, we'll sit down, we'll have a private talk, because we have a full stadium there, and it's meant for youth anyway, so it's a good way to partner.
Speaking to State House correspondents after the presentation, Oshoala applauded the support of the First Lady to the team when it mattered most.
Really love to appreciate the President and the First Lady for actually giving me the opportunity to present the award to them, because I feel like during the World Cup tournament we had a couple of issues and they came in to actually help us out, and especially Mommy after the tournament, she actually stretched a supportive hand towards the girls and all of that. And if something good is coming out of that team, I think it's only right for her to be aware and also shown this thing, and so she knows that we really do appreciate her support.
Oshoala was crowned CAF Female Best Player for 2023 in Marrakesh, Morocco, after a successful and rewarding 2023 campaign for the national team and Barcelona Femini, where she plies her trade. In Lagos, Adeniyi Taiwo, NTA News.
And that concludes Network News Tonight. Thank you for watching. I'm Cyril Stover. Good night.